Hi, Jamie with Inward Growth Counseling, and today I want to talk about mental health. And yesterday was World Mental Health Awareness Day, and I put out a number of tweets and retweets. And if you don't follow my Twitter feed, you can find it down at the bottom of the screen. And I encourage you to look. I try and make sure that there are articles from lots of different perspectives, everything from parenting to education to mental well-being and mental health and suicide awareness. So, there's a lot of things that come to mind when we think about mental health. But if you're considering rational emotive behavior therapy, Dr. Albert Ellis's model for, I'd say, mental well-being, then I think it's important, as we've been talking about the ABCs of rational emotive behavior therapy, to talk a little bit about those consequences. And, it's not just that we have dysfunctional behaviors, or we may want to call, non-helpful behaviors, but really they don't function or allow us to function like we'd like in life. And then there are the dysfunctional emotions, or ineffective or unhealthy emotions. And so I want to differentiate today between healthy emotions and unhealthy emotions, because it's an important point within rational emotive behavior therapy. And when we're looking at that C, that consequence, it's important to really pull that apart. So just a real quick list of dysfunctional negative emotions: anxiety, fear, shame, embarrassment, rage, anger, the guilt, depression or depressed mood, problematic jealousy, problematic envy, and hurt. And you may look at some of those and say, well, but wait a second. Aren't some of those healthy emotions? Well, they actually are. But consider that for each dysfunctional or unhealthy emotion, there's actually a healthy alternative. And so concern is a healthy alternative. Disappointment, healthy anger, or just like annoyance, remorse or regret, sadness, healthy concern for relationships, healthy envy, and sorrow. And so when we think about those kinds of emotions, it's important to keep in mind that figuring out which is which is not always easy. And in fact, I would encourage you to, right here, this is a sheet that shows, it's a worksheet, and you can actually find these on lots of different sites. So you can just Google REBT worksheet, and you'll be able to find a worksheet like that. And in the column C, consequence, I find it helpful, and clients report it to be helpful as well, when they take some time to really kind of speculate and look and tell the truth about, is it really that they have remorse, or do they feel pretty guilty? Is it that they're disappointed, or is there more really shame around what they're dealing with? And so, it's okay to be envious. And at the same time, though, it's also important to look and see, does that envy eat up most of our day? Does it raise our blood pressure? Do we say things or do things that are problematic for our lives? And so that right there is probably a really important key to figuring out, what are those consequences? So that then you can go back and figure out what's the belief that has those consequences happen. What's the belief that you're holding on to? What's that should or that must? So I encourage you to spend a little bit of time and look and see What are those unhealthy negative emotions? And, those dysfunctional negative emotions. Figure out what they are. And, take an opportunity to really tell the truth to yourself. Write them down and just kind of pull them apart and then look and see what are the behaviors that go with that. So that's my assignment for this week, and I encourage you to take it on. It's something that can be very beneficial. And feel free to follow my Twitter feed, or as always, feel free to shoot me an email if you have further questions, or if you'd like to set up an appointment with me here in Colorado Springs. Please feel free to get in touch with me either via phone or email, and you can reach me at inwardgrowth.com. Again, that's inwardgrowth.com, and I'll have some links below for you.